Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
One of these unusual times, Kermit has a stuck shed because of it's dry, it's winter time, he's been off feed, and so he's going to require a soak. I can get him out. Hi bud, come on. Come on, now. Come on. This will use up some of my goodwill with Kermit. Come on. Come on, I know you don't want to come out. You know, you try to put nice furniture and foliage in the cage. Come on, bud. You're okay. Come on, you're okay. But I don't want to go for a swim. Come on. Come on, you can be so resistant. Now, you could go from this totally relaxed state to foul in a heartbeat like any other mamba does, but some question came up on one of the boards is, well, what's the disposition of green mambas compared to the others? Well, compared to the others, greens are pretty relaxed. And the guy cited Kermit here and me. And, Kristen Wiley of the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, that's what thread he was commenting on, said, they're pretty laid back compared to other mambas, but still a mamba. And this is absolutely true. Kermit is one of hundreds of green mambas I've handled and kept, and he's the only one that I can do this with. All snakes are individuals, and you have to treat them as such. And there are days where I know that it's probably not a good idea to mess with Kermit because he's got a bad scale day going. But for the most part, as you can see, he's pretty relaxed. Slinky's generally relaxed, but a lot more twitchy and a lot more flighty. Kermit probably thinks that, well, why don't you bring me over the rack like you normally do? Well, unfortunately, he's in for a rude surprise here in a moment because Kermit's going to need to go in for a swim so he can get this stuck shed off, and that's when all hell will probably break loose. So, sorry bud, have to do this for your own good, and I will probably have to tube him to remove the stuck shed. Go ahead. You're okay. I know you don't want to be in there, but you got to go down and soak. Okay, so you have a little swim there. I'll get you out in a few minutes. I'm going to spruce up your cage. Sometimes I think that it's better to put the dark cover on so they don't think that they can get out. So what I'll do is I'll just do that just to make it a little darker to calm him down. He's not as frantic as I expected him to be, but all bets are off on how he's going to really behave here in a few minutes. I may let him up there to chill out for a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to spruce up his cage, do some stuff, knock things on the floor like I normally do. So we'll come back in a few minutes after he's had a chance to soak a little bit. I'll get a tube that's appropriate for his head, and we'll see if we can peel him and make him a happy camper best we can. Come on, you got to soak your head too there, buddy. So we'll let him sort of maybe relax if that's at all possible. It's a mamba. Mambas generally don't relax. So Kermit has been soaking a few minutes. Unfortunately, he's keeping his head out of water more than I'd like. I'm going to attempt to tube him so I can peel that back. Come on, dude, you're okay. Oh, now we're a little frightened, huh? We're a little frightened. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Relax. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, you were such a good mamba. There we go. There we go. Relax. Relax. You're okay. Good boy. Relax. Come on. No struggles. No struggles. Just gonna help you out. Alright. I know this must be annoying, huh? This must be annoying. Relax. I know I see that tail switching, huh? I know, I'm sorry. Ooh, this is stuck, huh? You can mist the cage down. You can practically have them swimming. And if they don't drink for whatever reason, either get water through eating their food, which he hasn't been doing, or just drinking, you will end up with a stuck shed. I know this is annoying, bud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get this going. Let's see if we can get this going. Come on, you can help. You can help. Come on. Come on. I know. I'm sorry. Now, every time that I have to do this to an animal, you know, I use up some of my goodwill and trust. Even though I am trying to help it, it doesn't necessarily see it as such. And you can imagine if I have to do something really invasive, how they would object to that. And you know, people don't realize, you know, snakes do sort of remember. You know, when I've had to treat Slinky, it's taken weeks for him to get back to where I can work with him as I did before. Since the female that I had with him went off feed and died for a reason which I never determined, you know, he hasn't been himself. Boy, this is stuck on here really well. I'm sorry, bud. Good thing you're not a real long green mamba. Go up the tube a little bit more, because we would have to work a longer length. good, bud. Oh, come on. One thing for sure, mambas don't like their tail or their heads messed with. The in-between is not so bad. You want to get the spray bottle hanging up there and give them a spritz.
Down below here?
Yeah. I don't care if I get wet. Okay. Yeah, right here too. Good. I know we still have that upper neck part, huh? That's going to be the trickiest because I'm going to probably have to restrain your head. Hmm? I know. I know. Come on. We're getting there. Kermit, how did this happen? I was away, I didn't notice, otherwise I would have probably thrown him in the tub as a preemptive strike and not had to do all this. He's being a pretty good sport about it though. Not like the whitetails who are just absolutely rabid.
Yeah, he hasn't even, gaped or anything. He's just kind of sitting there. Other than his tail flapping around a bit.
Come on. It's just not staying started. This is like being at the chiropractor, getting his skeleton all sort of. I feel his vertebrae going click, click, click occasionally.
Getting readjusted.
Yeah, I'm trying not, of course, trying not to be rough at all. Good boy, or good girl, whatever you are. Their spines are quite delicate. Their neck vertebrae are quite delicate. This is why I really, really don't like restraining them. Not only that, it's dangerous for me. But you can easily snap their vertebrae or damage them to the point where they have some sort of deficit or pain on eating or stuff like that, and we don't want that. I really wish that Venom Labs could extract venom in a way that didn't require restraining them, but I know my friends who run Venom Labs only apply the amount of force necessary to safely do the job.
Yeah, this section that was soaking longest seems to be coming off a bit easier.
Alright, easy bud, easy bud, you're okay. I know, I'm sorry. Oops. We're getting there. We're getting there. Another spritz, please. And again, right here, I'm working.
tempted to spray a little bit down the tube on his head.
Yeah, that may not be a bad idea, although, you know, you see a lot of these snakes, even the very tropical snakes that are semi-aquatic, they do not like their face wet. They're just sort of like humans. I mean, you can get the rest of me wet, but my face, what are you going to immediately do? You're going to rub the water off your face so it doesn't get in your eyes and that sort of thing. Come on, dude. I know you're being very tolerant. I appreciate this.
Just pooped on you.
Just have another foot or so to go. Come on, dude. This is not helping. Kermit's vent.
Oh, you're squeezing all sorts of things out.
Oh, joy. Okay, now we're doing a bit of death rolling. He is reaching the end of his temper. Yeah, I know. Oops.
Yes, I'm holding your tail. Sorry.
Come on. Nothing like a little feces to lubricate things, huh, there, Kermit? Alright, anal scoot. And I guess hard to guess. Since we've had Kermit in with a number of different...
Well, now the mouth is open.
Yeah, you're unhappy now. I knew he's messing with my junk. See, even very tolerant animals do have their point. I remember one time where I volunteered for a medical procedure where they needed to put a central venous line in through my elbow area here, and the anesthesiologist, who should be pretty good at that, was not so good at that, and he was sticking this 10-gauge needle all the way up into my bicep muscle. He went through the vein, and I said to him, I said, "You may have control of my right arm, but I have a mean left, and if you don't stop, it's going to come across and hit you." And he sort of looked at me and stopped. So even viperkeeper's got a point of which he really doesn't tolerate too much intrusion. I know, we're almost done, bud. Or gal, or whatever you are. It's really tough to tell on mambas. Mamba musk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really sort of tough to tell. Kermit could easily be a female, or he could be, you know, a male with not a very big package.
Oh.
You know, really sort of the only way to tell is probing, and that's really intrusive. I mean, how would you like someone probing inside of your genitals? Okay, bud. All right, relax. I know you're very upset. I know. Just relax. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. No thrashing, no crazy stuff, please. Yes, I am shaking, not because I'm frightened. It's because My fine motor skills are starting to fail.
Well, I still say it's probably some of the medication you're on.
Alright, relax. Keep your fangs to yourself. Alright, stay there. Easy, bud, easy. Easy, easy. I know, I'm being very gentle as I can. I'm being very gentle. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. I'm sorry.
But you're going to feel so much better when all of that excess itchy, tight skin is gone. You're just not appreciating the process.
Well, I'm not really appreciating the process either. Okay, relax. Relax, you're good. We're almost done here. We're almost done. Now, knowing my ability to do dumb things in tight spaces, I have to be extra cautious that I don't stick my fingers on a fang or something like that. I've done that. One would think that you would be controlled enough and smart enough not to do that, but only proves that I'm human. Okay, bud, we're done. We're done. Huh? Relax. Relax. I know. This is not the way we work here, huh? This is not the way we normally do things. Okay. You let go of me, I'll let go of you. There we go. I'm so sorry, bud. But that was absolutely required. Alright, relax. A little bit in shock right now, so we'll just let him chill out in his lair. Poor guy, I hate doing that, but that was really glued on. That was just going to make him miserable until the next shed came around. Fortunately, he managed to get the top head plate, which meant that I didn't have to fuss around with his eyes, which probably would have been the thing that really sort of set him off. Well, Mr. Kermit gave me the stink eye for a while, but just decided that it was okay and I should, he should take a mouse to eat. Frozen thawed. Apparently he holds no grudge. Good guy, huh? Or good gal. Yeah, enjoy.